My name is Nicholas Arnold. I'm the Senior Marketing Manager at Salute to Vienna, and this is our brand new series called In Conversation, where we're going to be interviewing the producers, the artists, the performers behind Salute to Vienna. We've got a whole bunch of them planned between now and New Year's, so whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this at a later date on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the interview that we're about to have. Of course, if you are watching this live, you have the unique privilege of being able to join in on the conversation. Feel free to drop any questions that you might have. I'll see if we can get to them. I do have my own questions. We'll do our best. But absolutely, if something comes to mind and you want to bring it up, go for it. I'm going to bring in our special guest here. And there she is. Hello, Marion. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Yes. It's almost like a FaceTime call, isn't it?
Yep.
like a Microsoft Teams call. I thought I'd give a little introduction to those who might be tuning in who don't know who you are, and then I'd love to dive in and chat with you. And just have. I've got my tea here. I don't know if you have a drink yourself, but no.
Already.
That's all good. That's all good. And let's backtrack a little bit. And why don't we bring in our special guest today, who's already peeked a few times into the camera, Mr. Attila Glatz, piano extraordinaire. You might have to just shift over and get real close. Pretend, yeah. When did, because this is, as Attila has said, much more than just a partnership. It's an incredible bond that the two of you have. And have been able to bring this tradition to North America and have it thrive for as long as it has. When did the two of you meet? Let's backtrack a little bit. And when did this journey happen with the two of you?
Well, that's a little difficult to tell you because that could kind of reveal my age. And I'm trying to keep young as much as I can,
Sure. I shouldn't say Attila, just for the people watching, that if you're trying to keep young, Attila Glatz has gone viral on TikTok. And I know not too many people can say that. So just with his piano playing, he's managed to rack up thousands of views. So you're doing all right in that department. But yeah, sorry. So when did the two of you meet? If you can summarize that.
1980 in Switzerland, believe it or not, in a ski resort, because in my past life I was a professional pianist, and I was playing in this beautiful ski resort in a beautiful ski chalet every night, and then in the daytime I was skiing. But then these beautiful women just walked into the place where I was playing, and I thought, well, that's it for me. And we never looked back after 40 years. And we are still just as happy as we were in the first day.
Oh, I can absolutely tell that. Yeah, I've had the honor of hanging out with you guys a couple of times now. And, that's very, very clear to, I think, anybody who meets you guys. So obviously, and Attila, why don't we just talk a little bit about your journey, your musical journey, because I think that's what leads to the two of you then bringing this concert to North America. So you talked about in a past life you were a professional pianist. What age did you start playing piano, and what was that journey for you?
Well, I was 4 years old, and they considered me a wonder kid, and I never changed. I'm still a wonder kid.
Yeah.
So it was unbelievable. Of course, I don't remember, but I have some photos when I was 4 years old. And when I was 5, I gave my first solo concert in the French Academy of Music, Budapest. And then I studied in the French Liszt Academy of Music, and I finished my study there. And then I became a professional pianist. I was able to leave Hungary. I was born in Hungary, and it was a communist country, so it was unbelievable that I could leave at a young age. And I was touring in Germany, and then finally I made it to Canada, and I played all over the place. I became the national concert organist for the Hammond Organ Company. And I toured over Canada. And then I went back to Europe, and that's how I met Marion. And then we came back here. I was still playing the piano, but then after a few years, we decided that maybe it would be a good idea to stay home in the evening and maybe have dinner together or go to a concert. So we started our concert business. And the rest is, of course, history.
It absolutely is. Yeah, it's funny, the life of a performer. You really have to commit to that idea of being on the road all the time, and sometimes staying in on the evenings is the way to be, right? For sure. Yeah, that's incredible. So I guess I've talked to Marion a few times about her history with the New Year's tradition. Did you also have that tradition, or was there anything like that in Hungary, or were you just aware of it as well?
Absolutely. The divider was the Iron Curtain, of course, between Hungary and Austria. So Budapest and Vienna is 150 miles or 240 kilometers.
Right.
But the only way we got to listen to this concert is through the radio signal. There was no television, and every year we were sitting at the radio. It was a bad quality broadcast, but we loved it so much. And then after the concert, we just felt like a new people, and we're waiting for when we could get our freedom, But I have fond memories of this concert myself. And it was amazing. The whole family. This concert is 11 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And it's amazing. Everybody was sitting on the radio, And once the concert was over, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we had our Wiener Schnitzel, and goulash and all that stuff. And everybody was happy. We thought it's going to be a great year. And that's what we're trying to bring over here, that feeling, And so far, we actually succeeded. And, we're doing all the major cities, the best concert halls, and we feature dancers, singers, a full orchestra. There's an interaction with the audience. The conductor talks to the audience. And at the end of the concert, we do the unofficial Austrian anthem, which is the Blue Danube Waltz.
Absolutely, yeah.
We top it up with some whipped cream, so the Radetzky march, So that's how it goes, and a lot of people adopted the tradition. So they're waiting for the concert, they're coming back, and we are utterly excited that we can kind of forget this COVID business, because it really did a dent on the live concerts. And I feel that it's nothing like a live concert,
Yeah.
When you see the artists and then you see them perform and you see the people beside you getting excited. So the whole atmosphere is just absolutely unbelievable. And we hope that we're going to do this for many more years.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm positive you will. So, Marion and Attila, I'll count on you to pivot, be our camera person here. Yeah, Marion, you mentioned when you came to Canada, you're seeing that this concert isn't around anywhere. Whose idea was it first between the two of you that, hey, we should bring this, we should make this happen here? Was it you, Attila?
Actually, it was a joint idea. We all of a sudden, we both were sitting in the morning on the breakfast table, and we said, we need a New Year's concert.
Mm.
How on earth are we going forward with such a project? Sorry, with such a project, but not an easy situation. And we were people in the industry warned us. They said people would not come because it's the first day of the new year. There's New Year's Eve, and and our audience is too tired to attend the performance in the afternoon. But we took the chance, and we did book a small concert hall, a 1,000-seat concert hall, and we tried this concert the first time, and it was a smashing success. It was the most beautiful experience for both of us, that we could bring our home tradition from Vienna to the North American audience. And it was in Toronto, and it was overwhelming, just overwhelming.
Oh, I can only imagine. And that was 1995. What between the two of you, I guess, what were the first steps to putting that on? And did you even have a team that you could work with, or like, was it just the two of you? Did you have connections? I'm sure you did by that point actually have connections in Canada that you could rely on, right? Like, how do you put something like this on from nothing?
No, we already had staff, and we worked with different projects in our company before we started to do live concerts. So we booked musicians, and all the bars and hotels in Toronto where there was music every night. There was piano, a quartet. There was lots of interaction in every hotel. And then this came later, our idea to bring bring live concerts in the concert halls.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, it was a different time, I think, with like the amount of music that was going on, you know, in the 90s, late 90s, even in Toronto, especially. But yeah, it sounds like you had kind of all the support around you to make that happen. And I know we talked last time we spoke a little bit about how it grew and mushroomed from there. So you had this huge success of this first concert. Everybody seems to love it. It's emotional for everybody. What are the next few years like? Obviously, you two decide we want to do this again. Where does it balloon from there?
Well, we started in a concert hall in Toronto with 1,000 people. And the concert was January 1st, 1995. And we invited the director or the president from the big concert hall here in Toronto called Roy Thomson Hall.
Right.
And him, that was a difficult thing to get him in that concert on New Year's Day, you know.
Sure, yeah.
But he thought that, oh boy, you know, we have to sleep in. But, you know, this is like something ridiculous, because on New Year's Eve, everybody goes home at 1 o'clock, you know. Whereas in Europe, they start to celebrate at 12 midnight, and they don't even go to sleep, and they go to the New Year's concert 11 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, we set it for 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was like packed. And then this president from Roy Thomson House said, I have to have this concert. So, okay, so we thought we'd take it to Roy Thomson Hall and double the ticket prices. And because it was a big venue, you know, we had to cover the costs. But I tell you something, we sold it out at no time, 2,600 seats. And on the day of the concert, we had ticket scalpers. So everybody wanted to come.
That's a good sign, right? As much as, you know, as much as we don't love ticket scalpers, it's probably a good sign that there's got a popular event, right?
And after that, we expanded to 5 cities, including New York, and 2 in Florida and Vancouver. And that was all sold out. And then, you know, we just added more and more cities and concerts and concert halls. So we reached, well, we had an audience of about 70,000 people by the turn of the century.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. That's a really fast growth too, you know, from 1995 till 2000, really, to have that growth. That's amazing. And you both should be very, very proud, which I know you are. I know you are. We touched on it a little bit, Marion. I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about what the last 2.5 years have been like, almost 3 years, for the performing arts, for yourself, for the two of you. Um, what has this done for performers and promoters everywhere?
Very difficult for all the artists and all the orchestras. When you talk alone orchestras in North America, there were 800 orchestras, symphony orchestras without work. There were singers, dancers. The whole music industry was, live music concert was down. The concert halls were closed. We all suffered greatly in this pandemic. And then it was not only the being locked up in our homes, it was financial loss for everybody. And culturally speaking, singers wanted to perform. You know how artists want to be on stage, and they want to see audience, and they want to enjoy their performance and see the audience appreciating their performance. So it was a very, very difficult time. So for now, knowing that we put up, I think this year we have 18 concerts, so it's so special for us. We are so excited and so are nervous and so are thrilled at the same time. We cannot tell you what it means to us.
Yeah, and I think what a lot of people don't even realize too is, and maybe you can touch on this a bit, is, you know, we were almost back in 2021, you know, and certainly moving forward with that intention. And this is not just Salute to Vienna, but theaters everywhere, Broadway, everyone was trying, and then Omicron hits, and so. You know, I wasn't with you guys at that time, but I can only imagine how devastating that must have been to get your hopes up and then have it crash down again. Can you talk a little bit about just what that, like, last year essentially was like?
Well, last year, this was devastating. But we already had quite wonderful ticket sales. We were so happy that the audience came back. And on the very end, it was November, I believe.
No, middle of December.
Middle of December. The concert halls were simply closed down.
Yeah.
There was nothing we could do. So we were sitting there in misbelief. We just didn't know what to say and do. But whatever whatever catastrophe this world, this uncertain world is bringing us, we have to cope with it. This is what we learned when we were young.
Yeah. It's true. And, you know, my generation, we haven't gone through, I think, something of that nature where we've had to sacrifice that much. And certainly we've struggled to learn it. But it's, you know, it's something that as a community, we've all had to do. And of course, I would put audience members in that as well. Audience members who missed that tradition and who were excited to come see it. And I think that's why we've talked about this a lot, but I think that's why this year is so important and why there is that nervous energy and why there is that excitement, because it's like, no, we're back and we are going to actually do this. Like, this is going to happen. And so just to segue a little bit, you've talked a lot about how emotional it is for you and Attila to see, because I know you try to see a couple performances each year, and it always makes you emotional. What do you think this year is going to be like to see the concert for the first time in 2 years?
I believe we will be overexcited and over nervous just to see that the doors are going to open again and that our audience is coming to join us and to celebrate with us the new year. And we will this year in Toronto. And then on the 2nd of January is in Sarasota, so we're going to Sarasota. We will fly out in the morning at 4 o'clock the next morning and see the second performance. And we always try to see as many performances as possible to see our new casts and see sometimes we have new artists and we want to look and control or try to see the best performance we can give our audience, and so we have to be there.
Oh yeah, and I can only imagine. I'm excited. I'm seeing it in Toronto as well, and the energy of this show is so vibrant to begin with, and I can only imagine what it'll be like to for a lot of people. I mean, this is the thing to remember. This is going to be a lot of people's first time, maybe in a concert hall in 2 years. This performance, and certainly it will be for me, and I can't wait. And I guess we've done this before, Marion, but can the nice thing is I've a lot of my friends and people of my generation, they'll see some of my posts and stuff like this and they go, oh, that looks really interesting. Even my sister was like, I would love to see this show, and she's a few years behind me. What can you what should people expect if they've never been to Salute to Vienna before? Attila touched on it a little bit, but tell me, what is it? What's the show? What is everything?
What's
Go for
everything?
it. Got it.
It is a concert. It's almost a pop concert, pop class.
Yeah.
You will hear many different pieces of Johann Strauss and his contemporaries. There is lots of energy. There is lots to see. It's a feast for the senses. You see the ballet. You see the beautiful dresses. You have singers. You have a soprano who will translate you golden age of Vienna, and you will sit there and you will say, oh, the life is okay, everything is good, it is a good start, a good beginning, it is happiness, it penetrates, feel in your heart, and you feel the vibration. Yes, and there's another piece of music. Then there's the Blue Danube Waltz, and you say, oh, the Blue Danube Waltz. One time we didn't play the Blue Danube Waltz, and in this concert hall, we had so many complaints. Went to Vienna, to the mayor, and they wanted their money back because the Blue Danube Waltz is, oh, you cannot live without the Blue Danube. No, ever. And then on the very end is the Radetzky March. And
Yes.
Radetzky March the house is coming down. And
tell people what the march is, because I'm aware, but not everybody's aware, and it's super cool. So yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about the Radetzky.
Sure.
What is the march?
The march, yeah. Explain it, because I know what it is, but not everyone will when they're watching this.
Well, it's a march, of course, and everybody's clapping, and sometimes half of the orchestra is marching down to the audience.
Yeah.
And everybody's on their feet, and they think that this is going to be the best year now,
Yeah, which we need desperately, I think, for 2023.
And dancing on the street, that's how it works.
Yeah, and that's
audience participation, enormous audience participation. The audience is part of it, of the and
yeah, like
the conductor gives the signs when you should clap, when you shouldn't, when you be. So it's a show. It's really wonderful.
that hammers in your point, Marion, about it being like a pop concert. This isn't a thing where a long piece plays for 20-25 minutes and a little tepid applause after. Like, the audience is just as much a part of the celebration, and that's that interaction. You're literally going to have the musicians and everybody through the aisles, and and certainly back then it was the pop concert of the eras, and that's what it brings back. So I'm so excited to see it. I really can't wait to see it in Toronto. It's going to be my first big thing back, and I can't think of a better way actually to spend a New Year's Day, which is funny because I would have never thought of it before. But for me, the holiday season is, I like my oldies, my 1940s jazz, but I also love classical, and it gives that warmth and that feeling. So yeah.
If you would like to have a ticket, know somebody who can arrange it for you.
Okay, that would be great. I'll talk to you afterwards, maybe. Listen, Attila, I'm not going to make you play the piano because we'll leave that to TikTok. But I want to thank you both for joining me for this half hour. This was really, really fantastic. You are both so passionate and incredible. And I think and I mean this genuinely. What is so special to me speaking with you both is that it's very clear you genuinely care about the people that come to see this show every year, this concert, and that you care about them celebrating with you. It very much feels like you've got a family of 18,000 people all around the world. We've got WVP 23 Travel says, great to see you, Marion and Attila. I don't know if you know who that is, but they're happy to see you. So there you go.
Good.
There you are. Well, thank you so much, folks. And those of you in the audience who've joined us, thank you. We're going to be doing this a whole bunch between now and New Year's. This Thursday, I'm speaking with Brian Cheney. He's a tenor for us with Salute to Vienna. And we'll have him on here for a conversation, an in-depth conversation about his career and Salute to Vienna. It's going to be fantastic. That's this Thursday at 1 p.m. Marion and Attila, thank you so, so much. You both have a lovely afternoon.
Thanks, Nicola.
Thank
See you soon.
Great.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.